Hello, students. Welcome back, students of American Public University. Welcome back to HCAD 300. We are on week 7, and in week 7, we're going to cover healthcare professionals, legal and ethical issues. And specifically in week 7, you are going to prepare health professionals who can anticipate, recognize, and address problems that arise in the practice or that prevent a profession from fulfilling its service goals and obligations. So, pretty lofty task there when we talk about legal and ethical issues. A lot of that information you're going to get directly from the reading. I think you'll find the American Dental Association Code of Ethics pretty relevant compared to some of the other professional ethics that you'll read, including a history of the Code of Ethics, the Patient Self Determination Act, also known as the PSDA. The American Nurse Association Code of Ethics, I think you'll find helpful as well. Educating nurses for ethical practical ethical practice, in contemporary healthcare settings and environments, a closer look, and then finally, are hospitals responsible for your health? There is a discussion board posting in week 7, and your final project is also due in week 7. So for the discussion board posting, you're going to watch this video. It's a TED Talk actually, and it is entitled "Are Hospitals Responsible for Your Health?" And after you watch the video and based on the reading and your own personal experiences, you're going to just document what are some reasonable duties and responsibilities that healthcare providers can and should expect from their patients. And that's a interesting topic there. You know, I've worked in hospitals and ambulatory settings now for the past 20 years and have seen care plans and metrics and processes and procedures, all of these procedures geared to improve the patient's health. But guess what? The patient has to participate too, and they have to do their part. Providers and hospitals can only do so much. At some point, the onus is on the patient to make sure that they have a healthy lifestyle. But I don't want to play spoiler for the video, so please read the video and uh, address those discussion prompts based on your own personal and professional um, research and positioning. Okay, so for the final project due in week 7, it is a paper that is between 6 and 8 pages. Those pages do not include the title page or the reference page. Your submission must be in APA version 7. That means that you need to have in-text citations and you need to have a dedicated reference page. Those are the two primary components of APA. So you can submit more than 8 pages. However, I'm only going to read the 8 pages. So those initial 8 pages need to have all of the content that is required. Keep in mind that if you do have a lot of content, it's perfectly okay to create an appendix and have those things in the appendix, which do not count towards your page count. So maybe if you've got some charts or some graphs that reinforce your argument or your position or serve as evidence, instead of embedding it in the 8 pages, you can just refer to it in your manuscript and then just put the chart itself in the appendix and you'll be just fine. So for the final assignment, you're going to select the ethical dilemma that affects you as a healthcare professional. You can feel free to choose the dilemma that we've covered in the course or one that interests you personally. If you are having problems picking a dilemma, please feel free to reach out to me. I've got some office hours set up, and we can connect and brainstorm an ethical dilemma for you. After you get that dilemma, you will then develop a practical solution and utilize a ethical decision making framework to address the ethical dilemma of your choice. And there is a 7-step guideline here that you want to make sure you address, such as provide a description and historical overview of your ethical dilemma. You are going to provide a description of the healthcare issue that requires the tough decision making. You're going to provide an overview of how the dilemma may challenge the ethics of the healthcare profession or the healthcare professional. You will provide an explanation of both the legal and personal components of the decision issue. Number 5, you will include questions that come up and help examine the issues from different perspectives, such as the perspective of the patient's family, the healthcare professional, the larger community, a legal professional, such as an attorney, or maybe a policymaker, such as a government official. Number 6, you will develop 1 to 2 practical solutions to address your ethical dilemma. And then finally, identify and explain the concepts for a framework for ethical decision making that the healthcare professional could use to address the dilemma. Make sure your references are current. Typically, want to make sure you have references that are less than 6 years old. They must be scholarly references, meaning that they're coming from an academic textbook, an article from a peer-reviewed journal, information from a .gov website, information from a .edu website. Those are going to be your primary scholarly sources. Now, there are other sources that are credible sources, such as white papers, industry trade association, professional trade association information. Those are credible. They don't reach the criteria for peer review because they haven't gone through the rigor, but they are published from subject matter experts and professionals in the field. So they certainly are credible. And then there's other sources such as .com or .org. And again, just be careful. It's okay to use those as supporting sources and as supporting references, but you don't want to confuse those with your criteria to have scholarly and credible sources to make up, or excuse me, to provide evidence for your position and for your analysis. And then I see something here about a late penalty. So there's a 5% per day late penalty, and then no grading will be accepted after the 5th day. So please make sure that you are up to speed on that assignment and you are ready to submit it within the required time. Okay, and that is actually it for week 7. So, wow. Looking forward to connecting with you. Please, let's set up some office hours if you need some assistance with troubleshooting or brainstorming your ethical dilemma. Go ahead, reach out to me. We'll set up a Zoom session and get you on track as soon as possible. In the meantime, please reach out to me with any questions, comments, or concerns, and I look forward to reading your final project. Bye for now, and thank you for a great semester.